Deutschland!
Guten Tag! Guten Tag!
Deutschland!
Das ist gut!
Germany!
Schnell! Today's episode, if you haven't already...
Wunderbar!
...is about Unterhosen!
Latherhosen?
Lederhosen. It's about Germany.
Germany, baby.
And Austria, kind of. And at a time, they were one and the same, but we don't talk.
The Ottoman Empire.
Oh, yes, the Ottoman Empire. That's what I was talking about.
We are talking about all things Germany. This is a place that has everything to do with shaving, and you're going to learn more about it on today's episode of I'd Lather Be Shaving with Doug and Matt. Schnell!
Where should we begin, really?
I don't know where to begin.
Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start.
I mean, from Porsche to BMW to Dovo, Germany is... Germany's got...
Papers, please. I'm sorry, go on.
Germany's got such a rich history of producing some really high-quality things. I mean, everyone loves German-made, German-engineered,
These
German
glasses
precision.
are German-made, in fact.
Really? Yep. Traitor. Well, anywho, I think that when everyone gets started with shaving, you have to hear Germany. People have heard about Merkur, of course, Dovo straight razors, H. Boker straight razors. Yeah, I mean, all of this. Tabac, Nivea. Such a huge... I was like, where do you start?
Alt-Innsbruck, 4711.
Some of the most classic things in the wet shaving world come from Germany.
Or Austria.
If you haven't already heard...
The hills are alive with the sound of music. Oh.
And the Merkur 34 HD, just as an example of something that's just German, everyone recommends this razor getting started. The slant razors are...
It's not a 34 HD.
No, that is looks like a... Coles?
Yeah.
Real old Merkur. Mm-hmm. So this stuff has been out since like
40s,
turn of the century, but they've always been part of shaving. This is a cool slant razor, Hofritz. So is a slant razor made by Merkur, but imported to New York for the Hofritz Cutlery Company.
Yeah, it was always confusing me, the New York Hofritz. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure.
Excellent.
So there was Coles, there was also Hofritz, there's also Pomco. And all of these were cutlery companies making everything from knives and dinnerware, flatware, scissors, but they didn't actually produce anything themselves. They had other people make it for them third party, much like a lot of people do today. And so it was literally a German Merkur slant in every way except for the name on it. That's all. It's private label.
Private label.
Private label, baby, and also really handsomely packaged, by the way. This happened to be my first slant set, and I figured it was too nice of a condition to keep on using it, so I put it in my display case. Yeah. How about...
No. What else you got going on over here? Let's look at some of these.
Well, I mean, we've got a bunch of Merkurs.
No.
Yeah. I mean, these are nothing fancy in terms of historically vintage. These are modern-made Merkurs, but a lot of the designs haven't changed. In fact, if you look at the old slant you pulled out over there, that is like the same kind of design that's still being used.
Let's look at that.
Even the 1904 style, this guy...
That's not Merkur, however.
But it's practically the same as the 1904 the Merkurs, making it that hex handle kind of look.
Yeah, the Art Deco.
Art Deco.
That's actually an Apollo.
Apollo.
But it's not what you're thinking. It's not the Micron.
Right, the Micron Apollos. Those are really hard to find. I actually wonder if Apollo, again, was its own... I think they were their own company because I remember...
It's Apollo DRGM.
Which probably meant just manufacturing. Just manufacturer, whatever.
Deutschreichs Gerwasch Muster or something like that.
Sounds like a gargle mouthful.
Yeah.
Das. Das is good. And then some of the other really famous things are the straight razors. So
the Lutz.
Ooh.
Which
Lutz.
isn't in the box. It's
no.
Lutzless.
It is Lutzless.
I want to make one called the Putz, but that's another story for another time.
I actually, tell me about Lutz. I don't even know anything about
Well,
them.
it's a Lutz slant, and those were
Okay.
all the rave a few years ago. There was a lot of new old stock floating around, and so
Okay.
I hopped in on that. I think it was like $35 then. Now they've upped the price.
Right.
But it was a Lutz slant. Everyone was raving. Absolutely raving about this razor. And you know what? Didn't dig it. I will say, actually, it looks like this. The handle, though, is very, very reminiscent of the Merkur 1904.
Okay.
There was a lot of razor companies at the time that were just ripping off Merkur, or the engineers or designers were working with different companies. They were,
Unless you really protected things with international patents, if you just sold it to the States, it really didn't matter. They could all be making them in Germany, selling them elsewhere,
Yeah.
and really no big
That's
deal.
exactly what was going on. Here's another one, too. This isn't by Lutz, however. This is by...
Mokuto. Oh, I know this one. Yeah.
It's another like almost humpback style slant.
Yeah, I like that. So is this Bakelite?
That is Bakelite.
Very nice.
It's questionable, but I think it's Bakelite.
Yeah.
The bottom plate I'm not so sure of, but the top cap and the handle I'm almost certain are Bakelite.
Very nice.
Then there's the Neo Gam, as you all remember from many an episode we've done. But yeah, there was a lot going on. And I really thought the Apollo at the time when I thought I was buying it, I thought it was the Micron.
Well, the Micron I thought is adjustable, no?
Yeah, well, it was how little I knew at the time. But I mean, check out that base plate though.
That is pretty cool.
That base plate is really...
It's neat.
I love it, actually. I think it's a great shaver. If you can find one of these bad boys, pick it up. But yeah, again,
construction.
the handle is very similar to
1904.
the 1904, except for that bottom knob.
Which I think, funny enough, I think the Germans were calling it the 1904 because that's the first year Gillette was producing safety razors.
That's interesting. Although
Yeah.
the reissue, the modern one you get is the 1904-06. And that head cap, the top cap, is it's different width than the
Okay.
original. I have a vintage 1904, and it's one of the best razors of all time. But then look at this bad boy.
And this is Resolution?
Resolution by Symbotech. They also make straight razors, and some of you may know them.
That does not, so it's a double,
It takes 2 DE blades.
so it's a track 2 DE.
It kind of is, but I mean,
It's bending them with such
to
high
give them some
German
credit,
aggression.
You know, people would look at this and go, "Well, we just got away from multi-cartridge blades."
Seriously.
But you can mix and match the blades you're using, though, which you can't do with the cartridge razor.
So a feather for the first pass and
a Dorco or an Astra for the back,
or a
vice-
Bolzano,
You can experiment with it.
another German-made blade.
It is now. It originally started in Italy, and then they moved their operations to Germany. But the interesting thing about this razor, I did try it. The company sent it to me to try. To use it, since you see how dramatically it bends the blade
Seriously.
like a U shape, you have to hold the handle parallel with your skin, which is great for up top here. I don't actually know if both blades are being utilized, but it does give a good shape. But the neck is a bitch because you can't straighten it enough.
No offense to the company, it looks like it's very well made, but it's not for me.
No, it's not for me either. But it was. I just had to try it.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of try it, you've got to try an H. Boker straight razor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so...
Tell me more.
Well, the Heinrich Boker straight razors, he's been made since I think like the 1870s, 1880s. And I mean, other than the Dovos, I mean, there's Ralph Ost, there's a bunch of German-made blades, but whenever you think about a straight razor that's been hollow ground, that's kind of a German invention. In fact, back in the day, they used to call it the Hamburg ring or the Hamburg sing, like a singing blade, because if you plucked it, you get a little bit of a ping, ping, ping,
Yeah,
as opposed
kind
to
of resonates.
as opposed to like the wedge style blades coming out of England that didn't have, they're like an axe. They're not going to make any plinging sound.
But that audio feedback, you hear that when you're
You
shaving
do,
with it.
you do, and having that grind not only makes it easy to sharpen because it'll lay flat, and you're not going to have like scrape up the face as like a wedge does, or hold the wedge blade arbitrarily at an angle when you go to sharpen on the stone. The real benefit is that you come up with steel that's even more flexible, and so as you're shaving with this guy, it's going to be a lot more forgiving. So wedge style blades are like choppers because they can just chop through everything. But man, these hollow grinds really became the style that everyone adapted and moved towards because they're so much more comfortable and forgiving.
No kidding.
So yeah, the Hamburg ground, the Hamburg ring, all came out of
Round
Germany.
Hamburg.
Yes, like a hamburger.
Now, what else came from Hamburg?
Nivea. So I actually was doing a little research. This was founded on my birthday in 1882. Nivea, and they really...
You were born in 1882?
No, just the date, which you'll have to look up to see my birthday.
Yeah, you'll have to do that.
Yeah, but Nivea got its famous kind of claim to fame in 1911 when they came out with Nivea Cream, which was a water and...
The mother of all creams.
Yeah, it's a lanolin-based water and oil emulsion.
Yeah, emulsion.
Yeah.
Sweet emulsion.
Yeah, so they have been known for great shaving products, creams, face
For
creams.
well over 100 years now.
Yeah. One of
In
my
fact,
favorite...
Nivea is Latin for Snow White.
It is.
Or
Which was
White
your nickname in high school.
Well, it was a part in the play I had.
What kind of play? So, tell us about Tabac. Tabac? How do you say this? I've always wondered, how do you say this?
I say Tabac.
Tabac?
Yeah.
Tabac?
Take a whiff. There's lovers and there's haters. You're either in one camp or you're in the other.
I like that a lot.
I love it too. I mean,
It
this is a
smells
classic.
classic German kind of old school smell. Like this is the...
Don't burn your nose out yet, though. We got a lot to smell here.
Now this is the aftershave?
Yeah, and they're all different strengths. Tabac is a brand of fragrance that was created by Maurer and Wurtz
I'm gonna
in
put some of this on.
1959.
Because I just shaved.
Yeah, but you have other scents to smell.
So?
This kid, he just doesn't listen. The top
Woo!
notes. No, what do you think?
Whew. I think of my grandfather.
Okay, the top notes are pepper, petitgrain, citrus, neroli.
It's really nice, actually.
Yeah, that's going to burn off fast, though. It depends, though. It's a different strength in each
Rocket
product here.
Man!
Heart notes, lavender, chamomile, geranium, oak moss, and the base notes are carnation, sandalwood, vetiver, moscus, and ambergris.
I feel like I should put on like a leather jacket and just go out for the night on the town after
You're supposed to go, what's moscus?
What is moscus?
Well, he was an ancient Phoenician writer. But aside from that, moscus is actually where we get the word
Was
musk.
he from Phoenix?
So Tabac in itself it's a classic.
Yeah, it's got this
It's a
milk
very
glass.
affordable classic barbershop scent. If you like classic manly scents, I think you should definitely have this in your shave den.
Yeah, it smells great, and I love the packaging. It's like this milk glass kind of traditional look, and I think when you're done with it, you'll find a different purpose for this jar.
I agree.
Probably hold a bunch of nuts and washers in your shed.
I love the bottles too. And it's
Yeah.
very, those, out of the bottles, the aftershaves and colognes, they're very, very potent.
And this has been out since what year?
That's been out since 1959.
59?
Yeah.
It's got a really cool mid-century kind of look to it. I love the maroon.
I'm a huge fan of it, but a lot of people, again, don't like it. But I don't think, I don't think it starts off too Brad.
No.
I mean, a lot of people do.
It's kind of
in the-
mellowed down now.
Yeah, that's the soap. I mean, I'm very happy with the way it performs. Again, I find it classic, but there are other people out there. It's kind of like cilantro. You have people that, just are not wired for them to understand what cilantro is, the magic of cilantro, like myself.
Or the
I hate
Germans.
stuff.
They probably don't know what cilantro is.
9. But yeah, so I highly recommend you have, at least for historical reference, you have at least one jar of the soap in here. My only complaint about the jar of the soap is the printing on the front. It's very, it's so collectible, but it fades fast. Yeah, as you can see, it's already gotten lighter. So moving on, let's check out 4711.
Yeah, I've been looking at that all episode long. I wanted to grab this, but I thought I'd save it
They
for the
even
show.
make sneakers that match the label now. It's kind of iconic. It's definitely iconic.
So 4711, so this is German, obviously. When did it come out? It looks really old. Like, oh, here we go, 1876.
yeah, there's a lot. It's actually the first EDC too.
EDC, Eau de Toilette?
Cologne.
How does that
The
come
C
off?
is
I don't want to
cologne.
break this. How
Well,
does
it
it...
just twist off.
There we go.
It's actually invented in Cologne, Germany.
Ah,
What's in the name?
Cologne.
But yeah, the first EDC. Eau
That
de
is really
Cologne
nice.
actually means water of Cologne. Yeah, it's not bad.
Wow.
Very neroli on the top. But it was originally a secret recipe, much like Coke or KFC.
That is really nice. It's a lot more floral, a lot more peppery, spicy.
Yeah.
I smell some citrus on there. What else am I supposed to be smelling?
You should smell like bergamot on top, lemon, orange,
Yeah.
petitgrain,
Yeah, the lemon,
neroli.
okay.
And the heart notes like rosemary,
Yeah, the floral.
rose. I'd also have to say the base notes
Awesome packaging.
should last a little bit longer, a lot longer in fact, would be a musk and woody-ish kind of notes. But
Yeah.
I mean, all in all, it doesn't. I don't think it has the staying power of most modern colognes, and it might be kind of dated, but people still love it. They eat it up.
So the world's first Eau de Cologne.
It's true.
I love it. I'm gonna have to get some of this.
I think you should.
What else do we got?
Well, I'm not done with it actually. I want to tell you a little about the legend.
The legend of 4711.
Yeah, 4711, which was the address of the building. It no longer is, but they kind of stuck with that. But according to the legend, on October 8th, 1792, my birthday,
When is your birthday?
Not October 8th, 1792. Not even in October. But a Carthusian monk made a wedding gift for the merchant Wilhelm Mulhen. The secret recipe of a so-called aqua mirabilis, which is Latin for miracle water. It was for internal and external use. It's kind of like a tonic cure-all.
Tell me more.
Well, I don't really have much more to tell you. But in the 18th century, 4711 was marketed for its medicinal qualities, but in 1810, a Napoleonic decree required that all medicine disclose their ingredients. Now, they wanted to keep this recipe secret.
Right.
So they started to remarket it as toilet water.
Okay, I've always wondered this. Let's just take a quick time out. Tea for toilet water. Where does this come from? Because I know the toilet, eau de toilette, I know this was just like a whole thing where like you're in the bathroom, you're kind of getting refreshed. Is that where this comes from? Eau de toilette?
No.
Because when I think of toilet water, I think of something very different. Something you would never want to put on your face.
No, well, it's like shampoo, too. In French, it's douche. See? Just brought that back to Matt. Anyways, during World War II...
Let's wrap this up like a douche.
In fact, a friend contacted me recently about 4711. He was telling me he bumped into a U-boat captain.
A U-boat captain?
30 years ago.
Just bumping into one.
No, but they started talking about 4711. He was telling him that during the World War, on the U-boats, this was issued to the soldiers. And it was... Because there was so many, they weren't bathing down there.
Oh, okay, so it kind of stunk.
There's no 24 hours in a day on a U-boat. Time's differently, no one's showering. And to combat, no pun intended, the sense of, body odor, they would splash 4711 on each other. So they didn't have the fondest memories, but a lot of times they were sending them home to their girlfriends and their wives, too, a bottle of 4711.
As a peace offering. Hey, honey, I stink.
They just had so much 4711.
But at least I have 4711.
I thought that was interesting because, we often talk about, aqua velva and Old Spice that was used with our troops. This is what the German troops were using, 4711.
That's pretty cool. I like that history.
Yeah, it's not bad. Now we get to Alt-Innsbruck.
Yes.
Now this, again... Das is good. I absolutely love Alt-Innsbruck.
Alt-Innsbruck.
Yeah, this is a masculine fragrance. But, you tell me, what do you think?
No. Well, first off, it says Austria, which I guess is the
old... yeah, well, it's Austrian. That's what I meant at the beginning when I was talking about German and Austrian. And this is an excellent example of menthol being used for both scent and feel.
This is so much more of a delicate. There's no pepper. There's no real kind of bright citrusy notes. It's really soft. Is it neroli? Is that what I'm smelling?
No, all you're smelling is tobacco, Virginia tobacco flower.
Okay.
And menthol. They're blended together.
It's pleasant. It's
Slap some on.
On top of my Tabac?
This is why
How
you
about
wanted
you
to
slap
do that.
some on, I'll smell you.
Well, I'm not asking to smell you. It's just the menthol
I've
feel.
always wanted to smell Doug.
Ooh, we get a lot here.
That is a lot. You gonna put it back in?
Yeah, just a tip. Oh, yeah.
Hold on, stand still. Okay, it's much more noticeable on you. Is it one of those things where it has to mix with your...
It had no time to mix with anything there.
Okay.
You're smelling it right off the top of my skin.
Okay.
There's no dry down happening at all. But this,
that's a lot brighter.
An excellent example of the menthol being used. Typically, it seems today, a lot of perfume and scent companies, especially aftershave makers, get it wrong. They add the menthol in for the feel. They don't add it in considering that it's going to affect the scent as well. So the balance of the ratios are a little off. These guys are masterful perfumers and definitely took that into consideration.
It smells really nice.
Yeah, I think that really began it all when it comes to adding menthol to an aftershave splash. And the feel, the tingle is nice. It's a nice balance of menthol and tobacco flower. So that's pretty much all we have for scents right now.
Well, I just, in summation, Germany made it all. They got straight razors, safety razors, shaving creams.
And they continue to innovate, folks. Das Boot!
Das Boot.
Das Boot.
So, apparently the challenge, since we're doing the German episode, we tried to think of a shaving-related thing, and we came up with nothing. So we're just going to basically drink on camera.
No, this is something.
Yeah, this is something, all right.
But we didn't come up with this. The Germans did.
The Germans did. I guess that's right. It is a German game.
They invented every drinking game, from what I understand.
Yes. I wanted to play beer pong, but we came up with a traditional German game where you need to see...
Let's do this. Okay, so I have to pound this bad boy, and we're going to time it. However, I usually use a straw when I drink beer. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I judge you.
It's the mustache.
Right.
But let's try and make this happen.
I got a stopwatch here on my phone. And and go. We're gonna see who can drink a beer the fastest. This is equivalent of almost 3 beers. And they're ice cold, and they are that great kind of lager, Kolsch style German beer that they made famous. So it's hard to drink, right? No, this is like water.
This is, what is this?
This is 22 seconds of your life already gone. Get going, dude. I'm gonna kick your ass on this.
It tastes like Alt-Innsbruck.
Alt-Innsbruck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that the German coming out already? Come on.
I'm making room.
42 seconds, man. Of course, I talk a big game now. We'll see what I can actually do.
Wait, where did you get that shirt from?
I stole it from Jeff. That's why it doesn't really fit exactly right. But I was like, man, I gotta wear the Germany shirt on the
Stop talking. This is wrong on so many levels.
You're about halfway done, so that was 1 beer.
I haven't even had breakfast.
You've had 1 beer so far and you're whining. Stein!
Schnell!
Schnell! I'm also going to beat you in this beer chase because we're at almost 4 minutes in. That's 2 minutes per beer. So this is...
You're a big dude.
You have a big mouth.
Oh.
You're the perfect weight for your height.
I need a bucket. I don't need to burp. I need to, like... Actually, that'd be funny to see me, like... Did you look back at me when I was doing that?
6 minutes. 6 minutes. This guy can finish 2 beers in 6 minutes. That's 3 minutes of beer.
That was like 3 beers. 3 bad beers.
2.5 or whatever it was.
I don't drink... What was that?
That was some kind of light lager beer. We won't get into names here because we're not a sponsor.
Well, can you mouth it to me?
So he set the bar pretty low at 6 minutes. Now it's my turn.
No,
Bring on the beer.
Okay, we're back, folks.
This guy's hurting.
I have sweat squirting out of my head.
I want everyone to know for the record that my hands are literally shaking because I haven't had really any food today. But I'm going to do
with the fact
this
that we're drinking coffee all morning.
And I drink some coffee. I'm doing this for you, the viewer, because I love you.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Oh, we're 2 minutes in and you're not done with that yet. Or 2 seconds in. Sorry. So it turns out Das Boot is not actually what we're doing here. Das Boot, it would be us as men sharing a beer or something like that. And also a popular techno band. The guy is 6'8". I mean, like, what do you expect? I don't have much room to work with here.
You gotta make room. You gotta make room.
You gotta make room. Well,
I'm pacing myself.
I will speak of popular German historical facts as Matt drinks. I don't know of any popular German historical facts. Well, let me think. Germany is famous. Look, sorry, like actually, tell me. Das Boot. Hurry up, man! You're
gonna beat your ass.
I wish I could say that in German.
Oh man, it's like I got a weird, awkward burp that needs to come.
An awkward burp.
Got it.
See, I'm not used to drinking cheap beer. I just don't do cheap beer. Might I mention Matt is also an alcoholic and needs this to function.
Don't make me laugh.
Our next episode is going to be intervention. How do you say intervention in German?
That really helped. See, you weren't burping, dude. That's like half the battle, man.
I'm a gentleman. And what are you doing? Matt, what are you doing?
Under 2 minutes. Minute 47.
He stopped it himself.
That's right.
Congratulations, you drank this really fast. So that happened, folks. You decide in the comments below who won.
It's pretty clear.
But before we leave today, I'd like to mention, the giveaway that will transpire below.
I'm going to be giving something away.
I'm going to be giving something away. I can't even. I'm drunk. To enter today's competition giveaway, simply comment below. I don't care what you say, but it has to be in German. Like, subscribe, and comment, and you are instantly entered in our giveaway. Our weekly giveaway of a shave soap of my choice and an aftershave of my choice also. But it might possibly be Black Bot, which I might add is I don't know what do you? It's a rush. What do you just? I got nothing.
Yep. This has been another episode of I Lather Be Shaving with Doug and Matt.
99 red freaking balloons.
See you next time. All right, cut. Ugh.
Beer, coffee.
Ugh.